can turn off your camera. But it could be great to see your face. And I wanted to say hello to anyone who is new here. Daniel Bills, you are new. Hi.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Welcome. Where are you from?
In Los Angeles.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, nice.
You are new in UX or how is it?
Yeah, I graduated from a boot camp at Springboard late last year. So.
Okay, nice. What is your goal now?
Find a job. Nice. I'm not really sure. I do want to get into gaming or AR VR at some point, but right now I think I'm kind of Liz. I think I should talk to you. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of looking around for remote contract work of any kind, just to kind of keep my experience going and kind of keep educating myself. I feel like I don't know anything yet, so.
That's nice. That's nice. So welcome to the journey, to this crazy journey. Okay, who else? Who else wanted to introduce?
Jaya, I think that's a new name. Jaya, I think is the pronunciation.
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
My name is Jaya. I'm in New Jersey. I'm a grad student and I'm also looking for work.
Okay, in UX, UI?
Yes, sorry?
UX, UI or both or?
Mostly UX and UX research.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to IterateUX, guys. For the new ones, this is a community when you can bring your ideas, we can connect with others, with good designers. And the idea for us is to start doing some interesting meeting when you can learn from the other and collaborate in whiteboard challenge or activities in the middle of the session. And yeah, be helpful for the others. This is our main idea. And you can, if you are not in Discord yet, we have a Discord channel that is not a Slack. Because Discord is free and you can you can have all the information there for a long time. That is good. So we have many, we share a lot of things there. And yeah. So for today, I am going to start doing my presentation, right? You wanted to start? Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen, right?
Yes, all good.
Okay, great. So, okay, guys, I am going to tell my story about how I get hired, how I landed in a new UX job, new UX design job, right? Actually, I am currently in Canada, in Vancouver. I'm working for Yervana as a permanent user experience designer. And now I will share with you how I came here, how difficult it was for me. Was super stressful in my experience because I am new immigrant in Canada. I have a kind of not a background in English. So for me, the communication was a problem. So as you know, the UX is 100% or 70% communication. So yeah, I have to learn English to communicate properly, you know. And also, okay, here, I am going to go through the pros and my cons and walk through to how I apply, the interview process, my preparation, and the second interview, the first and the second interview. So for you guys to know me a little bit more, my pros are, I have a past experience in UX and in UI more than UI than the UX. I have to learn more about this new UX process. I am fast working, I'm multitasking, I'm really passionate about what I do. I love to learn, I love to talk a lot. I love that, but I don't have that much of English. So I have a leadership, I am collaborative person, I have a community, I have a lot of encouragement, and I'm a Spanish native, so I know Spanish a lot. So my cons is I'm not confident in English. I am a new immigrant in Canada. COVID time, guys, COVID time is a thing, it's a problem. Too many competitors out there out there. I am still learning English because if we have experience, we never stop learning UX, you know. So all the process you can learn by doing, in my perspective. And again, I don't have experience in Canada experience. So I wanted to ask you guys, I am going to volunteer one of you. If you know your cons, you can tell me your cons and your pros. Daniel, you wanted to start? To say me some pros and cons you have?
Sure.
Yeah.
Pros, I mean, I come from a filmmaking, entertainment background, so I'm used to iterative thinking and collaborative storytelling. I feel like I bring those to the field. I'm very energetic, I'm good at communicating, and I'm good problem solver. There's a lot of crossover with agile problem solving, because when you're shooting or making a movie or whatever, things can go wrong in 50 different departments simultaneously, and you have to sparse it out and problem solve right there. You can't wait for it to come down the line to you. So I feel like that's good. I can apply that to UX very well. And cons, I feel like the job hunt's been going very slow since I got out of my boot camp, and I feel like that's maybe because I don't have a bachelor's degree, or I don't have enough experience yet. I just need to kind of keep doing it. I'm not sure. I kind of get down on myself and hold myself back sometimes when I just need to jump in.
Okay, so that is good to get to know how it's good to dive into your pros and your cons and try to build your cons as a positive way, if possible, in the interviews, if you have. Mm-hmm. If you don't have if you have experience, or if you don't have experience, work, for me, my suggestion, if you have a background, work in UX with your background. Like mix your background with the actual career that is UX, because I think it's good for people that you understand more the topic, the topic we are talking about when they're in a company, right? And I wanted to volunteer another one. Andre, you wanna follow? You wanna tell me some pros and cons you have? Andre, are you there? Okay, let's go for Trixie.
Oh my gosh, why did I know you were gonna call on me?
Because you are Trixie.
Well, I guess some pros I would say is that I as well as, as you, Daniel, I have some leadership experience. I've, was a visual merchandising manager in retail for a really long time. So I, as well can turn that into how that can translate into, a UX experience, as far as being able to ensure that we create a positive and seamless flow for our customers who walk through the store. So it's like, I say this every time, but I call it analog UX, what I previously do. So I would say that that's something that I can directly translate into the UX field. I'm also very communicative. I like being open-minded, and And I like to use, my communication skills to be as transparent as possible and as honest as possible, and to use, those skills also into active listening, which I'm still practicing. So I would say that would go into the cons, as I'm trying to be a more active listener, even just in my everyday life, trying to, in research practices, whenever we've conducted research interviews and stuff, I think that's something I need to work on more, is being a more active listener. I would say another con would also be, just like you, Daniel, just a little bit more experience. The job search is incredibly intimidating. I've officially started it this week, and it's kind of terrifying, but I'm trying to get through it.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. And so that's good. Thank you guys for participating. So here some stats for my end. I was searching my job from 9 months in a row. So I have many interviews. I have 20 interviews in total, but I just only passed one or two. I think I passed only two for the second round, and was the last one was successful. So I have 4 updates for the portfolio, 6 different resumes. I watched so many videos in YouTube how to get the damn job. 1,500 new contacts in LinkedIn. Like, I explore my network, and I found the community, and I try to connect with as much people as possible, and learn from all of you guys. So how I felt that moment, I felt really stressed. You can ask any person in community how I felt. Like, I was very stressed. I cannot sleep well. I was super anxious, but I keep learning because I really enjoy it. Being in a community, being part of this community helped me a lot to keep doing, and I feel confident more and more. So yeah, the passion for learning and for UX give me the way to keep doing, applying for job, because it's stressful. So I started applying as a new migrant. I just have I have many interviews through networking for my network, but I apply for Indeed as well, LinkedIn, like no one knows the company, no one knows inside the company, anyone. So here I'm going to talk about my resume, my portfolio, some research about the company, and the cover letter that for me is really important. And yeah, for the resume, I have many kind of resume. I had 3 different resumes for visual designer. I have 3 for graphic designer, web designer, and UX, UI. I have 1 here, but I have, as you know, it's September, so per month I was changing. So I have maybe more than that. So my strategy here for resume is changing the resumes according to the position. What I said in the resume is putting all the keywords in the position has in the resume. Indeed has the possibility to put keywords separately, so you can put directly there. So it's working with the keywords again for the resume searching software. And for the portfolio, thank God, I have the first design challenge in IterateUX that I have gives me the experience for the outdoors. That is the topic that in the company I am working in right now, because the Yervana is a company for the outdoors adventures. So I didn't know about skiing because I am from Argentina, and here is kind of the outdoor is something really huge. And I didn't know the name, what it means, outdoors neither. So like, why I'm talking about, you know, what is this about? So ALPS is an application we did with Liz, with Erin, with Mes and Noriko as well in the first design challenge. So it gives me the user experience process plus the knowledge of the outdoors somehow. So I have something interesting to show and to connect with my company. So for me, again, having this design challenge or this topic helps me to achieve, to connect with the people, you know, to connect with the company. And I have to do some research about the company as well, and I focus 100% of their values. I know they are really passionate, they share about the outdoors, they share about their passion, they are trust, they try to connect with the community, they are innovating. Yeah, so pretty much this is kind of what I highlight to my company. And for the cover letter, I try to make it like big enough to show off more my experience, my process, why I am really happy to work for them, or why I'm really happy to apply for this job, or why I wanted to work for Yervana. So I added in my cover letter their values. Yeah. So my structure for the cover letter is kind of you have the overview here, where you have the years of experience, your degrees, and a little paragraph about the user, that you care about the users, and then your career as a user experience design. What do you know that you know the process, the design thinking process, and your achievement in the last time, your biggest achievement. Well, for me, for IterateUX. For about the company, I have a big paragraph to talk about. I try to bring again the values, their values as an asset for me, and I will bring my passion to their yeah. So when I close there, when a sentence, a good sentence, and trying to bring the growth somehow as well in the about the company here. Like try to bring that I am going to help you keep growing, you know, because I know the company is not that big. And I wanted to know if you have any question about the portfolio or the resume or the cover letter. You have any question, guys?
Yes, I do have a question. With regard to your portfolio and presenting it, I guess, I mean, I'm wondering, I guess, if you, and I don't know if you're about to go into this and I'm just jumping ahead, but did they have you, I guess, discuss, because you mentioned the ALPS app that you did, that it helped you get this job. So did they have you walk them, or have you walk them through the process of it, like from start to end? Did you have to talk about any other projects with them, or was it just that one?
That one, just that one.
Gotcha.
Just that one. Yeah. I had for the portfolio, actually they didn't ask me to show my portfolio in the interview, but I did, because I know it's a key point for me. Like, okay, this is my card. I just have to work with the asset that I have is the ALPS application, that I know about the user, what kind of needs they have, you know. So because I have so many cons, you know, I don't have any experience, Canadian experience, so I have to show as much as I have. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. Okay, you have any other question? I answered your question, Trixie, right?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned you applied to many. So what do you think made specifically you get a call for this interview? Is it the cover letter or?
I mean, I try to ask them why I get in the interview, but not all of them answer that question. I mean, no one have the time to answer if you are not eligible, you are not going to be in the next step. So I cannot answer that question, but if you really want to get hired, you have to try every single thing. I mean, I always did my cover letter because it's my time to write down what I am. Because if I'm going to the interview, I cannot speak that well as I have, because I don't have the time. I have this fast that I am right now in English before, so I try to bring my best in the cover letter as well. And I use in the cover letter the resume as perfectly as possible.
Okay. Leticia, if you have to think of this job, what do you think made the difference? The cover letter, the resume, everything.
For this for this company particularly, they wanted to have the cover letter, so I just did the cover letter really well as well. But not all the company wants the cover letter, but you don't know, you don't know if they are caring about the cover letter or not. Maybe not all of them asking you for the cover letter, but it's just 5 minutes. If you have just the structure done and you change the information, for example, here. Yes, my structure was the same. So I just changed kind of this section for the about the company, and this is it,
What about the second paragraph, like as a UX designer and leader? So did you adapt that paragraph to the position, to the job ad? Or you basically, okay, so you change the second and the about company paragraph.
And here, I mean, yeah. Sometimes I change, but it's kind of really general, that one, it's kind of general, because normally if you are a UX, maybe you have to have some leadership as well. And for primary, I just changed the third one because I was applying all the time, Yeah.
Did you think networking helped you in getting calls, like those 20 calls, or is it more because of your resume and cover letter?
The network is another topic that it helps me to get the mostly of my interviews. Yeah, so the networking works really well, but it's not it doesn't work. It didn't work for me to be hired, but it's easier for the people to get in the interview. So you don't have to build your cover letter, you don't have to do so many things, but I think you can bring more passion about why this company in a cover letter, so you can have the time for research about the company. I think this is important because the cultural fit for me worth it, because in the end of the interview, you have to feel the connection with the cultural fit somehow. Yeah.
Question. So did you find any specific reason why this current company chose you instead of all the others?
Yeah, I am going to tell you in next steps.
Thank you.
Yeah. No problem. Can I continue, or you have more? Has another?
Yes, just one question, Leticia.
Yeah.
Just to, I'm checking the chat just to have a context.
Yeah.
So did you come from your country as a PR, Mariana is asking.
No.
And did you take any educational program in Canada before hunting for a job?
No at all. No, no,
Okay.
no. I don't have my PR. This is my problem. This is my stressful come from, because I just have 1 year and a half or something like that. Yeah, here is telling me that it's 2 years. Yeah, 2 years to get the PR. So I was under pressure because of that. I had the responsibility to get the job to be able to apply for the PR. And yeah, so my stress will come from that. I answered your question?
Mariana, I think yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you can continue.
Yeah, okay. So guys, I just get the interview. To get in this step is kind of, it's a lot. Okay, now that we are in the interview, we have to do a lot of things more, but just for this company. So I research about the company. I just try to see the lack in the company, the warnings, what is happening. Try to see my pros and my cons in this company. How can I make my cons as it turns as an opportunity for the company? And I am going to go through my interview preparation, my Notion template, and my second interview, my first and a second interview question answers and handoff. So again, here, a lot of questions, right? So what is that company doing? So in the description, in the job description, they ask for UX design and QA responsibility. So this is an alarm for me, like they wanted to do many things. Normally, guys, it happens, the company needs a UX because they really needs you, you know? So maybe you are going to do many things. Maybe if you are in a startup, if this isn't a startup, you are going to do many things. And if it's a huge company, maybe you are really focusing something specifically, and you have to consider that. So how big is this company? 8 people. Oh, this is super small company, right? And there are no designer at all. So I'm going to work alone and doing everything with every single stakeholder. So this is a warning for me. And I am going to be a multitasking UX. I am going to work with developers directly, and I have to be leader. I have to make the decision. So I have to share with them my skills, these skills, multitasking. I have experience with developers, and I am leader, right? So what is this? What does the company do? They are in a startup. They care about the outdoors. They are really passionate about the outdoors. I know now what is outdoors. The website, they have a website platform, and they have an iOS application. They don't have Android application. That means something they might not be a good big developer team. And again, for me, it's super important, their values. So I picked 3 values of them. I picked passion, sharing, and community. That those 3 are my values as well. So this is a good news for me. I am a good fit because I play the values card with them, you know, the passion, the sharing, and the community as well. So here are my pros and my cons. So I highlight my pros in the interview preparation: fast experience, multitasking, passionate. I really want to learn. I am leadership. I have a good leadership. I am collaborative person. I have a community of designers. Okay, so my really cons. guys, I am not Canadian. This is 100% Canadian. I am a new immigrant. I am not good in English. I don't know how I'm going to communicate with them. And I don't have any Canadian experience so far. So what happened here is, okay, I have to turn my no English to an English that I can communicate with them. So I practice a lot. I practice a lot my pitch. Being a new immigrant, I turns as an opportunity for me, because I came here to Vancouver because I really love nature. So I connect my love for nature with the outdoors somehow, because I don't know how is skiing or what is snowshoeing, you know. So I turns my cons in somehow to turn it into a positive way. Yeah. Now the interview Notion template. I have this template in my perspective is awesome. It's amazing because it helps you, and I'm going to go through this here. Let me see, I can go here. It's happening. I wanted to open the Notion for you guys. Just give me a minute. I can share.
Leticia, is 20 hours per like each interview or in total?
In total. No. 20 hours before the interviews. I really practice. I mean, you have three days to practice. 2 days or 2 days or 3 days. I have 2 days for practice, so I really practice more than 8 hours per day. So kind of 20 hours in a row.
So 20 hours for each interview you prepare.
Yeah, in this. Okay, this. I mean, this was the case. I didn't practice before that much, but this was my successful time. Like when I practiced before 20 hours because of my English, you know, this is my problem. So I had to be confident with my speech, with what I am talking about, to be able to win, you know, to pass the second interview. So I'm going to try here. Okay, maybe this is the way. Okay. So this is my Notion, guys. Notion is something amazing for me. Okay, so I can go through my interview preparation. You can see, right? So first, I organize my job searching here, the interview that I have, questions, my portfolios. Here in this job searching, I have what the position I apply as a product designer, UX designer, graphic designer, visual designer, what happened, what passed the interview, what not passed the interview, my resumes linked here, and some portfolio reviews from the people that I have. By the way, thank you, Liz, for your portfolio review. And for Yervana, I have this one that is, I put here the job description, yeah, all the job description, copy paste. And then I highlight the keywords and I separate the keywords and I try to put the keywords into my speech somehow, yeah. So here, for example, I have, tell me about yourself. You have all my experience, their values somehow as well, yeah. And what I'm going to bring to Yervana, right? And strengths, weaknesses. If you have more question about designs, for example, what is something really good for me? Let me see if I can find that. Interview questionnaire, I think this is it. Demonstrate passion and interesting. Yeah, I mean, I have some information that I wanted to share with you after the meeting, but we have a notion, IterateUX has a notion for the interview preparation that I wanted to share with you, and you can have this this document for you and try to build that up. Yeah. So I can continue. Well, so okay, so I practice a lot of time, a lot of the interview preparation. I practice all those questions, and okay, I am ready. So this is this was my my desk before the interview. One color is the company, what the company is looking for. The other color is my skills, what I have to highlight, some values that I have to highlight again, or some others question about collaboration or such like that. So how I felt here, really nervous, guys, really prepared, because I really needed the job, and ready to talk a lot, because I love and talk a lot. And even if you don't understand my English, I will try anyway, you know. And again, for the first interview, I highlight their passion and I highlight my experience and try to build that connection in my answers. So the strategy here was to have in those notes the stories I was talking about, collaboration and my experience in design for the process. And if they have any question for me, I will answer as a story. Yeah. So here is some questions that they ask me. Tell me about a little bit about yourself. I have explained a lot about that. All of you have different ways to explain about yourself, but you have to be really robust when you wanted to talk in that section. And what do you want to work for Yervana? And I try to build again their values to mine, and the nature, and something about UX, something about the users, no more than that. Then we want you to succeed just as much as Yervana is succeeding. With that being said, what skills or experience do you hope to gain from your next step? I really want to keep learning user research. I want to keep learning, and this is what I answered. And yeah, this is good. So what are the things you don't like about Yervana? I really don't know in terms of inside the company. I can tell you about what I don't like in terms of UX, but not about a robot. So be like honest with them. You don't know the company, but you would like to know them better. But in terms of UX, you can say that. You can say something like that. Yeah. And the second interview was super, was great for me, because I mean, I was really, I wanted to get the job, and I have the tech interview with developers, and I have to create some handoff, and I asked to Liz, how can I connect with developers? You know, you remember that, Liz? Like, how can I connect with developers in this interview? I need to connect with them somehow, like how we can work like properly with developers, because I don't have the experience that well to work with a lot of developers properly. So I was doing this handoff. I created robust handoff just for the interview. And I'm going to share with you the handoff. So this is kind of, this application is something that I did before, but I did this kind of thing. What is the name of the bit, the component? What is, if it's completed or not? If it has animation, what kind of links they have for animation? What is the name of the layout? And then the specification. This is super important because the developers needs the specifications. Like, this is the space, extremely detailed specification specs for them. Like the typography, this is bold, regular, the font size, the color, height, or whatever we need. If we have a shadow, how deep is the shadow? So I just did this just for the interview. This is not, if you go here, this is just Lorenin, so something like that. It's not, it's not real, guys. And they know now, but I get a job, you know? So, yeah, I mean, it is a lot of work, but seriously, this was what the developers really needed. The developers really needed this kind of handoff, you know, this really detailed handoff. And yeah, this was my key presentation in the interview. Using this interview as a screen sharing interview, it was nice because I have the opportunity to give them more information than they were asking me, you know. So this was a conversation with me, like, I have a lot of cards to show you, you know, so many things I wanted to show you. You have more time. Actually, the interview was 30 minutes, but I spent the first time 45 minutes and the second one 1 hour. So it's kind of, okay, this is a good news. This is a good start. And I can keep. Yep. And you have any question for me, guys, before to continue?
Yeah,
What was the most?
Oh.
Yep.
What was the most difficult question you have to answer?
That's a good question. I mean, I think when they are trying to ask you, when you have to change the mind of someone, how did you do that? Or, I mean, you have to be like, as you are, what you know, or your expectation. In my answer on that was, for example, with developers that I know I have to work with developers, I bring that to the table. Like, I am a person that I'm not going to change your mind because I wanted to change your mind, because if the number says that we need to do that for the users, because in the survey we have an answer. I am not that person that is going to change your mind because I really like that, or I'm going to discuss that if I don't know the answer, you know?
Hi, Leticia. I had one question. When you were going through the interview for the company, did you have to do the design challenge on site, or was it more take home?
The design challenge for the Alps, you said?
Yeah.
No, just I did the design challenge previously. Imagine that you can, no, it's not possible to do a design challenge for them.
Oh, okay.
I just did because I just have that topic before, and I have more opportunities to get the interview because of that project. And now that I know my competitors, my competitor was a Canadian. My competitor knows, she was really outdoors adventurer, so she knows more about the topic than myself, but I play my card with the handoff. I play my card with their core values. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, I think what makes them to define between me and the other candidate is the handoff. So it's how you are going to work with developers, because I have to work directly with them. So I knew that. And if you are going to work with the other company or for design team, you have to have the experience with other designers, how you work with them specifically. It's kind of, you have to identify what we are, to whom you are going to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you did the handoff thing, which is very technical and lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
Did they prompt you to do that, or that was
No.
just something extra that you did to stand out? And,
I just did for stand out.
And at what point did you do that? You did that like to show them for the second interview, and you showed them all those screens?
I did that to present in a second interview because I knew I was to be interviewed by developers.
Okay.
I just did for that. I didn't do that before. Never before. I spent maybe 5 hours doing that. It's a lot. But it helps me if I don't have. I think it's a good strategy for me to have that. Yeah.
How did you find out about the job?
Indeed.
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 So wasn't there a whole lot of people who applied then? Because
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. That is something cool because it was. Maybe I have so many interviews through people here in Vancouver, but not for Indeed or LinkedIn, but it was through Indeed. Yeah. So it's good. It's good because the keyword searching is good. Yeah. I totally like Indeed now.
Looking back on your experience in the job hunt, I think like a lot of us, especially who are starting out, are looking at potentially long searches, especially during the COVID times. Looking back on it, is there anything you would have done differently or spent more time on, like prioritize certain types of effort in trying to get a job? For instance, like if you suddenly didn't have this opportunity right now with Yervana, how would you refocus your job search given your kind of like 9-month experience?
I like the question, Grayson. Thank you for the question. To be honest, I believe that what happens in your life is what meant to be. So I wouldn't change anything. I am really happy to keep learning how to improve my interview skills. By stress, by having problems, and yeah, it's stressful. It's a lot of work. It's really hard work, and for me, that how I am as a person. I didn't spend never in my life 9 months without incomes in my family. So for me, it was more stressful that, and the PR, for me, it's another problem. So it's kind of a lot of things. But I believe that I I would love to practice as I did for the last one from the beginning. Like, even if it's not the best company or the company is for me, I just have more practice. I'm more confident. I feel more confident in my interview, and I can have more, show off myself in the interview, because you are not the only one in the interview. You are one, you are the fifth or the fifth or maybe the 10, you don't know that. Yeah.
Leticia, and before your application with Yervana, did you do something extra? Like, because for Yervana you did all this handoff for the developers and you did the special things for them. That was the first time you did it, or you did it with another company too, and it didn't work?
I have an interview for TELUS before that company, and I have to create. And TELUS was the position for visual designer. So thinking on that, you have to consider visual designer for OTT. So I have experience with OTT. I do something, a website for a Roku platform, but just a website for 4 pages. I just did that. I just create the case of study in my portfolio to show them my experience with Roku TV. It helps me to improve my interview preparation, but nothing forward, because it's not an OTT product that I have experience with. So yes, but I did for each interview. I tried to do something interesting for them in each interview somehow. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Someone else has another question?
Hey, Leticia, Chris
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Got a question. Prior to you landing your job, did you have a strong social media presence out there? And then in your opinion, is social media presence important? Is that something that a recruiter looks for?
It depends on the recruiter. It depends on the company. My company doesn't care about that. They don't care about social media. Some of them, they don't have LinkedIn either. So because it's the outdoors people, and the outdoor people has just their community and they know about themselves and kind of that. Yeah. So it depends of the company. You have to work with all your weapons, Is a social media something interesting, or you wanted to grow in the social media, or if you feel maybe the recruiter has more opportunities for you to filter you in social media, in LinkedIn. So I just have to do that to improve my experience in social media. I'm not that. So if you wanted to do, if it's okay, you maybe you can have more opportunities. More, yeah, I mean, the social media is for networking. It's for network, to bring more people, to connect with more people, right? So
right.
It helps you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Someone else?
Hi, Leticia.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm wondering, you spent like 9 months and many interviews, right? And then I believe at sometime at certain point, it must be very tiring. It could be discouraging. You went to interview with a lot of hope, and then they say no to you, and maybe at one point you feel like, why I keep sending resumes and no one get back to me. How do you remotivate yourself, or what makes you keep going forward?
I really like the question. Thank you for that. As I said, I was really stressful. You are totally true. Like, I have to keep doing that. Sometimes it happens to me, like, I was applying for a job. I was super focused in IterateUX, bring more people to the networking with people, helping others, and that's awesome. It keeps me really entertained. But once my husband asked me, "You apply for a job? Why are you talking to me like that?" I feel like he was after me, like, no. I feel so bad. I feel so bad, but I have to keep trying. I mean, this is a point. You have to keep trying. Maybe at some point I take a break. I took a break. I just stopped applying. I did what I wanted to do, that is IterateUX, or learn or read about UX or design challenge, guys. This is what you are doing, what you wanted to do, and you are improving the opportunities for more applications. So yeah, my motivation was the UX itself.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome. Someone else wants a question?
Yeah, I also have a question.
Yep.
So I'm a recent grad and I'm actively looking for my first UX designer position, but as you know, it's really hard to find the junior UX position. So can you share how you landed on your first UX designer position?
My experience is, how to say, I worked as a freelancer for many years. So I speak with my clients directly. I reach my clients directly. And one of my clients offered me a position as a freelancer in their company. Yeah, so I was the only designer and bringing other designers to the company. But the first UX design project, UX design position in North America was this one. And it's totally different in South America. They barely know what is UX. So my experience is different. Each experience is different than the other. So there are people that has many years, more than 10 years of experience, and they spend the same amount of time that me to land the job. So it's dependent of each situation. It's good luck, I think, as well. I answered your question, Kelly?
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, you're welcome. Someone else?
Yeah, I have a question.
Hi,
Leticia.
Hi.
I want to ask you, do you think you got rejected before you got this job because of your English? The reason why I asked the question, because I'm also a newcomer and I'm not really good in communication. I'm working on my English now and UX at the same time, so I'm not confident to apply for a job specifically for that reason. What's your advice to me?
I totally understand your situation, my dear. UX is really difficult. UX is it's not difficult. I mean, it takes a lot of time to communicate what you wanted to do. Imagine nervous. Imagine an interview. Imagine with a lot of competitors. There is native speakers. So we have a lot of cons in that communication section, that we are working in communications because we are UX designers, kind of, what are you talking about? So it's again, for you is apply if you apply, bring your experience more robust, do more experience, even in your language, do in your language, practice in your language because you are faster in your language. If you want to practice in English, I think it's better, so you can explain that better. And when you have an interview, practice more than 20 hours if you want, if you can, because the more you practice, the more you how to say, you speak in Spanish?
No, I speak Arabic.
Okay. No, I cannot say in Spanish then.
You
can talk better if you practice more your English. So yeah, it happens to me many times, many. It's my first time that like I really talk in a presentation, and I feel better talking. Yeah. So keep talking in English. Yeah, you're welcome. If you need something else, just reach me out too.
Yeah. I would like just to add something to that, Leticia, because English is my second language too. My main language is Spanish, and when I decided to change my career to UX design, that was my big fear, because there are so many native speakers applying for jobs, and they can communicate better than me, and I was so afraid, and I was wondering, am I doing the right thing? But then I realized that you don't need to be a super good speakers for being a UX designer, and that's why, and because of that, I mean, why is that? Is because as a UX designer, there are other things that are very important. And it's the way you think, the way you solve problems, your empathy, how you communicate an idea you have, how can you listen to other people. And many English native speakers, they don't have those things, and you have them. So you are going to realize at some point, like, yes, of course, we have more problems communicating, but there are other things that really is a plus for us. And especially coming from another culture and coming for another way of communicating, some companies really value that. So just keep trying. And at the end, the English will get better, and you won't have that many problems. So yeah. Don't worry too much about that.
Thank you.
Someone else? You want to, let's, okay, so I can continue, and we can finish and jump another more questions. Why has Urbana hired me? You know, they answered that question this week, like because you love the nature, because we have 3 years of experience, more than 3 years of experience as a freelancer, so it makes you like you can handle many things in the same time, so you are comfortable in the fast environment, and your UX skills you share with us for the outdoors as well. And for the developers, the handoff was the key, and was the key decision why me and not what the other candidate. And as I mentioned, the other candidate was an outdoors adventurer, so, and in Vancouver person. So it was a huge for me being an immigrant. So the handoff gave me the yes to the Urbana. And the other good thing is the good communication. I am not native English speaker, but I am empathetic with the others, and I try in my interview communicate and go back and forward with them, like ask questions, show my portfolio, show my handoff. If they don't understand something, they can ask me anytime, any whatever they need to ask me. And I just ask them questions all the time in the interview, not just in the questions time, you know. Yeah, so for me, again, guys, cultural fit is important to pass the first one. The UX skills, as much as you can, bring the product, the topic they are talking about in your experience, and a good communication. Even if you don't know that much of English, ask questions and practice more. If you don't know English, I mean, it's not all the people here, but practice more. So imagine I practice a lot to be more confident. And yeah, I mean, I think define the pros and cons for me was good, and work hard in your cons and turns the cons work somehow in a pro if it's a big one. For me, was being immigrant, don't know about Canada, don't know about outdoors, and it turns totally. So keep doing, keep trying, take breaks. If you are super stressed for that, take the breaks. Takes 1 month, 2 months of break. It's okay. Keep don't apply but don't stop learning UX. And my experience, do design challenge, do more products with people, connect with more people, and it is about luck. I think as well. So good luck, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leticia. That was like a very good presentation. Congratulations. I'm very happy with your presentation.
Thank you.
And for
really
you,
inspiring.
Yeah, it was very nice. And for you to know, guys, like this is the spirit of the community. We are not here bringing speakers to talk about what other communities and other people say. We have enough of that. We created this community to share these stories, like to be real, to be human, and to talk about real things and be supportive with you. So yeah, you are welcome. If you want to hear some other subject, just let me know. We are on Discord. I was talking with some people in the chat, and maybe we will have something about networking, connecting, and LinkedIn, and good tips for that. So yeah, feel free to reach out and to ask whatever you want to ask, whatever subject you want to talk about.
I didn't realize that we passed the time.
Yes.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, there are many. You have to check the chat. There are many good.
I have the chat saved, so.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you, guys. If you wanted to reach me out, please do it. I will try to answer your question. Yeah. Thank you, guys, for listening. I hope you can have your interview successfully done and get the job. Congratulations for the good ones, for the people that has jobs. And we finished 2020 with the damn job UX role. So I hope you can have your job this year.
Yeah, definitely. This year is coming.
Yeah.
Good luck for everyone. Guys, see you next Wednesday. We haven't posted anything yet, but we meet every Wednesday, no exception. So we will be posting something for next Wednesday soon.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. See you around.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Vic. Bye.